Hello friends, how are you? Hope you're well and you've had a good start to the new year. Ours has been very quiet. New Year's Day, Hogmanay, we all just went to bed at our usual time. We don't stay up for the bells or anything. New Year's Day we went next door to our neighbours for afternoon cuppa, but with mince pies and stuff. It was really lovely. It was really nice. And then just spent the evening reading, which was good. It has been a very quiet week this week, I have to say, and that's been really nice. We took all the Christmas decorations down. Yes, the pictures are still up. I'll put new ones up this this weekend. That's tomorrow's job. But we took all the Christmas decorations down on Wednesday. It was going to be yesterday, but Mum and Dad were going out, and I thought I can't do all of it myself. So we decided Wednesday, so all the Christmas decorations came down. My Nomi cushion is there. It is a wee bit Christmassy, but it'll stay there throughout the winter. It's fine. But yeah, so Christmas has been and gone. But it was nice. It was a lovely, just relaxing time, which was good. Reading wise, I've already hit my Goodreads challenge. Yes. I set it at 1. And I hit that on the 2nd of January. So I was like very happy. So it's now, we'll just see what I read this year. So the first book I finished, it was a carryover from December. It was my Christmas Eve book that I kind of started reading in the middle, sort of like maybe last Friday or so. And that's Hometown Reunion by Christine Rimmer. This is part of the Bravo Family Ties series. So we meet Hunter Bartley, and he has not been back in Medicine Creek since he left as a teenager. And he went to Los Angeles to build a career for himself. And he now has a TV show where he goes in and he does up people's homes, etc. I guess he might be a bit almost like the Property Brothers. Okay, that was kind of my take on it. And so he's coming back to Medicine Creek for his TV series, and he is staying at the Sunrise Ranch, which is run or owned by his shall we say, his high school sweetheart, Jo Beth Bravo. It's run by her family, and she lives in a cottage on the property. And he's staying in the family house, in the main house. And she says she's okay with him being there, but she's trying to avoid him as much as possible. But with the encouragement of her sister and her mother, he kind of goes to her cottage and they end up chatting and sort of start to get back on friendly terms. And they realise that basically the feelings they had for each other when they were teenagers have not gone, and they still have feelings, but they know that he's going at the end of the show, that he is going back to LA. Various things happen, and there was one incident in particular, and I could totally understand why Jo Beth had the reaction that she did and why she felt like a fish out of water. I would have felt exactly the same. In this story that they are going to get together in the end, but you're just still wondering, like, how are they going to manage it? It was really well written. I really enjoyed it. I loved wee Paisley, who is Jo Beth's adopted daughter. She was such a fun wee character. She really was. But no, I really enjoyed this book, and it was nice to be, I'm wanting to try and get a lot of the Bravo series. There are loads of them. It's like a humongous series, and I have one book or 2 books of one of the offshoot series as well. So I really like Christine Rimmer as a writer, and I love the special edition. It's like, yes, I have to buy these from that very, very famous online shop because I can't get them from Harlequin, but hey ho, I really enjoyed it. Hold on till I tell you what I gave that one. Hold on, two shakes. I gave that one 4 out of 5. Then on my Kindle I read my first review book of the year, and that was The Amish Quiltmaker's Unlikely Match by Jennifer Beckstrand. Again, I gave that one 4 out of 5, so I've actually had quite a good start to the year. So in this one, we meet Mary Yoder, and Mary lives on a farm with her sisters and her father. Her mother passed away, and um, she seems she's a quiet wee mouse, um, and she doesn't like conflict, and is just quite happy with her life, and that's fine. Her sisters can be, some of them are boisterous. It's very much a like mixed character family, which is great. And the sisters have decided that for their great grandmother they want to make her a quilt. And their friend Esther, who is is Amish but she runs a quilt shop, is coming to help them choose patterns. But she brings with her a lady called Kathy. Now Kathy's an Englisher, but Kathy's a really good quilter and knows about quilts. So they arrive and the girls choose their various, or the ladies, I'm not going to call them girls, I'm going to call them ladies because they're all in their 20s. They choose their various quilt blocks, patterns. And there was the Sugar Bowl, Grandma's Flower Garden, the Drunkard's Path, and I can't remember the fourth one. Doesn't matter anyway. But Mary chose the Drunkard's Path, and Kathy sort of said, "Oh, you have to watch with that one," and there's various. Each sort of quilt block had sort of a different meaning. The boyfriend something or other was the other one. That's right. So that's fine, and Mary's sisters go off to a family wedding, but herself and her dad stay behind. And one night there's this almighty crash, and they go outside to find that their barn's on fire or partially on fire, and there is a car smashed into it, and there's also a man in the car. So they put the fire out, and then they sort of go and sort of check the man, and he is injured, and they take him into the house. And Mary is quite good with like medical things, so with her dad's permission, she sort of watches, helps the man and everything. We find out his name's Clay, and in the morning he is absolutely horrified of what's happened and offers to pay for the repairs. And her father says to him, "Come and look at this." And he sees the damage, and her father goes, "You're not going to learn anything by just throwing money at it. The way you'll learn a lesson is by actually repairing it yourself." And Clay happily agrees. So he obviously can't. He stays on the farm until he's well enough to not be there. There is an incident when they have to take him to hospital, and they discover more about him, or a bit more about him. But he ends up staying with their friend Esther, and he comes over every day to do the repairs. The more time he spends with the family, the more they really like him. The more he and Mary become really good friends, and there are feelings there. But it's like, he will have to go back to his Englisher life. And various things happen that it's like, well, actually, is he going to go back, or is she going to what they call in that community jump the fence? So you have this conflict as well, and it was really, really well written. I really, really enjoyed it. It was, it had the tension, it had the gentleness as well of Amish stories. So yes, if you're looking for, if you like Amish books and you're looking for an Amish book, or even if you're thinking ahead to Amish in April, this would be a good one to read. It's part of like the Amish Quiltmaker series, but they are all standalones. They're, as far as I can remember, they're not interconnected. So you could quite happily read this one as a standalone. So that was good. And then I started my second review book. I've got 2 review books for this month, and I decided let's start the second one. So the second one is The Island Cottage by Jane Lovering. It's an interesting book so far. It's about this lady who has come up to the island of Orkney from York to do up her or to get her great-grandmother's cottage ready for sale, but it's not what she thought it was. I don't think it's what her family thought it was either. It's proving quite interesting. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. I'll tell you about it probably next week when I've finished it. So that's kind of what I've been reading. I am sort of taking it one book at a time this year at the moment. That's what I'm saying to myself. And I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe I could start a print book. And I'm like, you said you were going to do one book at a time. If I feel that having got my challenge out of the way, it's like I'm not having to think, oh, I need to read. Like, no, I can read as many or as little as I want in a week now, which is quite nice. I have my TBR pile sitting up there looking at me, and part of you thinks, oh yeah, I could, and then I'm like, no, let's just take things nice and gently. So that's kind of been my reading week, as I say, just gently moseying my way into 2024. Please let me know down in the comments, have you read any of the books or either of the books I've mentioned? What did you think of them? I'd love to know. What have you been reading in the first week of 2024? I really like to know that as well. And weekend plans, I don't really have that many at the moment. I'm just going to see where the weekend takes me. There'll be Premiership Rugby on. There's no URC this weekend, so that's okay. Edinburgh and Glasgow got a weekend off because it's European rugby next weekend. So I'll probably maybe watch some Premiership Rugby. I'll read. Probably do domesticated stuff like laundry. So yeah, so I'll probably do things like that. I've got a friend wrote me I know that my letter to her, she sat down and wrote me her response last week, and I got it this week. So I need to reply to that. I have a letter to send to another friend. The letter is written. It got written like before Christmas, and I just forgot to put it in with her Christmas package. So I will like adapt that and update it and send that off, get that ready to go off to her on Monday hopefully. But apart from that, I think that's kind of my weekend is going to be not a lot. But that's it for this video, friends. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know down below, what are your weekend plans? I would love to know. And until my next video, stay safe, happy reading. Bye!